This is my art education art portfolio video. And so I'm going to go through each art project that I've done this semester and kind of talk about the art style and how I related it to subject material. So my first art is titled Bug Ugg, and it's an example of abstract art. And so this is actually a picture of it, of what I had done this semester. And this was actually my favorite project because I just really enjoyed doing the patterns and coloring in the spaces, and I thought that the black and the white contrast looked really cool. So I related this project to the science subject, and the art materials for that project were paper, pencil, and then a Sharpie. For the second art project, I did a landscape watercolor painting, and this was the painting that I did. So there was supposed to be a forefront, and then a background, and like kind of the middle ground, and I was trying to portray like the New York City skyline with the water and then the boat, but I did realize that I kind of lacked a lot of depth in my art, and so I didn't feel super great about that piece. But I did relate it to social studies, and it was an example of an expressionism art piece. And the materials used for that were paper, pencil, watercolor paints, paint brushes, and then a Sharpie to outline all the shapes and stuff. My third project was oil pastels, and it was supposed to be fantasy or surrealism. And so I made a fantasy creature of half cow and half pig, and I called it the Pow. So that's the title of this piece of art. And I related this to language arts and also wrote a story about this picture. And the materials used for that were paper, pencil, and then oil pastels, which is the main medium. And then my next project would be an example of non-objective art for the art style, and we did a printing project. So I did like a geometric shaped printing, and this had to do with math and like geometry. And then the artwork materials were paper, pencil, a styrofoam plate used for the printing process, markers, and sponge and water also all used for printing. And then my fifth piece art project was a puppet, and so this is Teddy Roosevelt. And then the art style would be mixed media because there's a lot of pieces and parts, and this is just a paper bag to make the puppet. And then the subject obviously was social studies or history representation. And my art materials that I used, so I used a bunch of different things kind of that I found around my house. So this was just like some twine for the hair, a piece of paper, construction paper for the face that I cut out, markers for the features. This was some kind of string, and then some fuzz that I found for the mustache, and then some more construction paper for his shirt and outfit. And then my sixth piece of art was drawing. It was like a Coca-Cola drawing, and this was supposed to be realism. So I drew and shaded a Coke can that was sitting on a coffee table in my house. And then I related this to math, and then the materials used for this were a number 2 pencil, paper obviously, and then an eraser. And so yeah. And then my 3D art project, which was also realism, was like a little clay project. So I made this polar bear out of air dry clay, and the subject was science, so we talked about different kinds of animals, and then the materials used were just white clay, and then I painted the little black features on his body. So those were the 7 art projects that I did this semester, and the art styles and things like that. So yeah.